Hello everybody, welcome back to Anime Static. I am one of your co-hosts, Bren, and I'm here as always with Ryan.
Hey.
And on this edition of Anime Static, we're bringing you episode 2 of Megalobox. We are following the dub premiere. So episode 2, round 2, The Man Only Dies Once, premiered this weekend, and this is our discussion following that episode. So, Ryan, did you want to start with our thoughts, pros, cons, hopes?
I don't have a lot to say, I guess. Prepared ahead of time, because this is just kind of a very transition episode, just kind of we haven't started the tournament yet, but we've been introduced to everything now. We're about to get there,
Right. This whole episode is how Junk Dog goes from fighting underground to basically being entered and wanting to fight in Megalonia, which is the big tournament in the show. And so this episode encompassed Yuri's fight with Junk Dog, and then how he and his team, so him and Pops, are able to basically go from throwing fights to make money to aspiring to be Megalobox world champion in this tournament. So yeah, it's definitely a big transition one. I thought it was a good episode. I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool. We got to see the end, or we got to see their fight.
Yeah, which that was really cool. So that was the very beginning of the episode, was Yuri and Junk Dog's fight, which is where the cliffhanger left us last week. And I liked it because
I can't believe Joe won. And then that was it. And then...
Yeah, right.
No, yeah. The entire time I was like, is there any way he could win? I'm like, no, he has to lose.
Yeah,
there's no way he can win.
Yeah, I feel like if he did win, everything would just be so lopsided.
If he won, there's no story. I
mean,
it'd be a very different
story.
What's
the point of of continuing...
And also, he doesn't have robot arms, so...
Yeah, so that's a big one. But it was cool. I thought it was pretty realistic because he didn't win, but it was also exciting because you got to see glimpses of Junk Dog's potential, where at the beginning Yuri's like, I'm only going to fight with one hand, then Junk Dog's about to land a punch, and he uses his other hand.
You underestimate me.
Right, basically, Yuri underestimated Junk Dog. Junk Dog was able to, almost last a full round, not even last a full round, but still, you saw those glimpses, which to me was exciting, but also, again, keeping it realistic and keeping... things moving in a way that's believable, which is cool. And so Yuri ended up winning, walked out, and was like, hey, if you want to fight again, come fight me in my ring.
I thought that's what Joe was going to say. Was like, I'll come to you next time or something.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for that line.
Right. Instead, he was like, no, get back in my ring. And Yuri's like, nah, you got to come to mine.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was... it was like a good hype builder, overall, I would say.
Well, yeah, that's what we're leading to, yeah.
Right.
So that last episode is, that's probably where we're going to end up.
Yeah. So, and then the rest of the episode is him and Pops figuring out their relationship, and obviously Junk Dog wants to go fight Yuri again because he's so enamored with fighting someone for real, who's actually a challenge, who...
Yeah, he's just not that... They do the next fight, and he just, knocks him out.
He walks up to the dude, and the guy's like, what are you doing? And then
hilarious.
Throws a left hook and just knocks him flat, and you're like, okay. Yeah, Junk Dog is definitely, outclassing everybody else that he's fighting in this underground. So, he...
Because it's all staged. No one's actually there. No one's actually there to fight.
Right. So they're just there to make money. So, but it's cool. I like how Junk Dog gets this fire in his eyes, in his belly, whatever you want to say, and is so locked in on fighting Yuri again. And then he has to basically, I don't want to say convince, but the rest of the episode is him trying to convince, and then circumstances, winding up that yeah, circumstances eventually coming full circle to Pops and Junk Dog being able to pursue the Megalonia tournament, which is, like you said, a transition.
Yeah, Pops goes to like his boss, and then he's like, I got you a better deal. We're gonna win the thing, and he's like,
with his back against the wall, he's like,
and he gives
we'll
him a
win
chance.
this.
It's funny. He's not like, no. He's
Right.
like, okay.
Yeah, he actually gets him a citizen's ID, which is the thing that was holding him back before. Because, like, any citizen can enter, but Chunk Dog wasn't even a citizen, technically, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was funny. That end scene with, what do you want your name to be?
Joe.
Joe. And
Megalo. I mean, Joe.
Joe. And everyone's like, I like it. And you're like, that's pretty stereotypical, but...
What's the name of the previous protagonist?
Oh.
That's what it's an Easter. I mean, it's what there was a sign in the episode.
Yeah, I saw the
sign was like,
was
not your average Joe. So that's
Right.
what it really is. That's how he came up with it. You know,
Right.
that's what. But
the Easter egg is that it's from Joe Champion or whatever, right?
Tomorrow's Joe
Tomorrow's-
or Champion's Joe. It's
okay.
known as both. But yeah, so
Gotcha.
I think the previous protagonist was known as Joe.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even think about that.
But yeah, he got it from the sign. So it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah.
he knew. He's like, the last guy was named Joe.
The last guy was named Joe. No, that's cool. I like that connection. So, some more stuff I liked. The more I watch Joe or Junk Dog is cool. Joe's kind of average.
No, he's gonna.
He's
be
in
more-
terms of names.
He's gonna be a more. I don't know.
In terms of names, but during his fights, you really, especially with Yuri, you see like this burning passion to like find life in the sport. And so I love like this I don't know how to say it, but like persona or like charisma that he has when he's so locked in on this and like nothing else in the world matters to him when he's fighting Joe, than like being present and just enjoying something that is I don't know, like he was made to do, which is cool. And I mean, you really can't help but like fall in love with a character that's so into his craft. And so I'm loving watching this guy just get in the zone, and
He wants to fight for real.
yeah,
He got a taste of it. Now he wants it all.
Yeah,
He's like, I want to do this now.
yeah, I love, not to call it like a love story, but like he's just, man, he loves real megaloboxing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he's in it because he loves doing it, and he doesn't let, you know, the champion's like ego and like this fear keep like hold him back.
Well, he wants it.
Right. And he's like, I don't care about that. I just want to fight. You know, he doesn't care about winning. He just wants to, I shouldn't say that. He's,
He does it for fun. I mean, he does it for the win, but like,
yeah, he obviously wants to win.
it's fun to win.
Right. So being an athlete for a long time, when you focus on certain things, you tend to get certain outputs, or how would you say it? When you focus on certain things, the outcomes tend to be different. Like if you only focus on winning, that can lead to like a lot of disappointment. But when you focus on just getting in there and getting the most out of like each time you're on the field or on the court or wherever, you start to get a lot more just like positive outcomes, because when you focus on getting the most out of it, the byproduct tends to be better performance, more wins, whatever. But I really like his attitude towards fighting. He's not just like, I want to win because there's money and fame and glory. He's like, I just want to fight because it's like what I was born to do. So I love seeing that in his character, where he's just like smiling as he's in the ring, because he's like, this is going to be awesome. So I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome to me. So I don't know if you care for that much at all, but
No, yeah, it's cool. I'm just waiting to see. I want to see more. Let's keep going.
yeah. I mean, again, we're only on episode
Let's get the
2.
tournament started. Let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah. So transitional. There's not a whole lot to talk about yet because we're still getting to know these characters and still getting to know this world and all of that stuff. So, I really don't have like too much bad to say about it. Obviously the characters for me are like this. I like these characters. One like criticism or like one thing I'm not a huge fan of is like Pops' character. He's obviously kind of annoying, but in this episode,
well, that's the point.
Right. I get that is his character, but in terms of,
He's like, you're ruining my career. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're just kind of like, you're slightly annoying, but that's like the point of his character. And we did see like some development where his character is like starting to become dynamic, where he's like, oh, my back's against the wall. I'm actually going to push for the thing that Junk Dog wants, or Joe wants. Mm-hmm. So it's like, his character is being forced into development, which is cool to see. I don't know. I like it. I think it drives obviously where they're going and the plot line and stuff. But other than that, I mean, there's really we actually got to see a full opening in this episode, right? I thought the scenes were cool. I thought the music was okay. It was kind of meh. Maybe it'll grow on me. Probably it does. Most openings do. But, I mean, that's like pretty much it for,
yeah,
things I wasn't a fan of. But
yeah,
again, there's not a lot to it yet. A lot of it's just kind of like still warming up. As for, I mean, do you have anything that?
Yuri has a dog. So
okay.
He's a junk dog, stray dog. He doesn't want to fight. I don't know. Something I noticed. Those are the things.
Oh, like he has a dog. Yeah. There's like a parallel.
I don't know if that means anything.
Probably. But it's like a nice, groomed husky. I don't know. And then like, why is his boss like the lady just like walking into his backyard?
I don't know.
Hey, when I go to your house, I'm just gonna like just randomly walk into your backyard and then like come through.
I don't know.
Nitpicking, but it's I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. So Ryan, what are your hopes for the rest of this series? Do you have any, or are you just kind of like, hey, I'm along for the ride. This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
For sure. I mean, it's. Me too, to some extent. I definitely hope that we see, that charm that Joe has. I hope we continue to see that because I think that's part of why I love watching him so much. And then, I really hope to see Pop's character continue to develop, even if it's just like slow but sure. Because I think that'd be cool. That'd be fun to see. So those are my two big things. Yeah, that's what I hope for. Anything else that more fighting. I'm actually looking forward to some really awesome boxing fights.
Round 3.
Yeah, more like longer than one round too. Hopefully not like Dragon Ball Z like 6 episodes for one fight.
No.
But yeah, some cool fights. I think we get like glimpses of a fight in like the Toonami like preview or like Welcome Back to Megalobox, and it shows like a scene and he's like fighting. Which I mean, what do you think of like the animation and then like the fighting? Does that?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot. Like, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It looks really good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty clean. It looked good. I'm pretty much used to the style already. Mm-hmm. It's not a huge jump, I think, to where it takes like multiple episodes. I think after one, especially 2 episodes, you're kind of like, oh, this is cool. I'm used to it. Looks good. Yeah. So I think that's all good stuff. So yeah, definitely some more good fights. I want to see some more development from Pops, and obviously Joe to continue to get better at boxing, and hopefully we'll see him continue to have a burning passion for megaloboxing. Cool. Well, I mean, pretty straightforward episode. A lot of transition, a lot of small scenes that are just kind of building into one bigger picture of like, okay, how is he gonna go get approval and then get into Megalonia? And that was answered. They get him a new ID. They get him a, Pops gets on board essentially because he has to or die, like typical gangster scene of like, hey, we're gonna like chop you up because you owe me a bunch of money. And he's like, no. Yeah, and some good stuff with Junk Dog and Yuri's fight. Cool. Any final thoughts, Ryan?
Nah, I don't know.
No. So cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is
short one.
This is what?
Short one.
Oh yeah, this is a short one.
That's okay though.
Yeah. So this was episode 2 of Megalobox in a series for Anime Static. And if you enjoyed, feel free to like, subscribe, check out our stuff on our YouTube channel, Shocking J, and then we'll see you next week. No, not next week. 3 weeks?
3 weeks. There'll be a little bit of
There's a Christmas break.
Yeah.
Holiday break. So another episode in a couple weeks when the dub premieres come 2019. So from the two of us, happy holidays, happy new year, and we will see you in 2019. Gosh.
We'll probably have a video up between this one and the next.
Oh, right.
And 2019.
For the next episode of Megalobox, we'll see you in 2019. So, alrighty, everybody. We'll see you next time.